crashed a couple weeks ago when I clicked a button that I just clicked, and it made me sad. And Smajestic. It's like majestic, but with a S at the beginning. So Smajestic. Is this like, do I need a hat to tip? Smajestics. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Greatly appreciate you. But I'm just waiting for these ads. Topical, I know, to finish. And then we'll play some Dwarf for it. So who remembers Headpunch? It's already your bedtime? I'm so sorry. It was a good conversation. Hey, King of Knowles, for whatever it's worth, it's been daylight savings now, so streams will be starting an hour and a half earlier. Amazon Prime is a thing that you link, and then there's a little checkbox when you go to subscribe, and then you can use it 1 month at a time. It's really broken down the barrier of entry. Happy to help break down them walls, my dude. You basically watch when you can't sleep. Yikes. I mean, I would say, what time do you wake up usually? Because I'm probably still on, but yeah, then you better work. It's Smash-tastic. Ah, okay. It read like majestic to me. Like a very funky way of spelling majestic. You know, I never knew that Shazilla. Well, sometimes I try to say the STA at the beginning of your name, and it always throws me off. All right, so this is the fort. This fort isn't a mess right now. Really? I mean, it kind of, okay, so this fort's kind of a mess. The whole point of this fort is, well, we're building almost entirely underground. So it's a fun little cavern fort, and I'm about to make a mist generator. But the reason this fort is kind of a mess is because I'm kind of keeping it open to the Forgotten Beasts. So we're just going to fight whatever Forgotten Beasts show up in the caverns. We're just going to do that whenever they show up. And I'm enjoying that. I really like running forts like that, where it's just like, well, and this one's got fire. Great. I will say, am I going crazy? And old people, this is a question for you guys. By old, I mean I've been playing this game for too long. Are the cavern trees like 1,000 times more dense than they used to be? I do not recall them, like, growing this crazily, but maybe I just used to clear cut more. I don't know. But they do seem a lot more dense than they used to be. Anyway, this is the top of the fort, and this is what's unique about this fort. It's on a this. It's on a this. Yes. It's on a mysterious. Just realizing this should be locked. It's on a mysterious palace. Now, mysterious palaces are these rooms, these buildings in the overworld, which are primarily an adventure mode feature. So mysterious palaces are a thing that you will witness in adventure mode, potentially, which have sneaky secrets in them. And for those sneaky secrets, you have to, like, fight your way through them, kill all the things inside of them, and then the dude running the place, and then once you've done all of that, you then... Okay, Jasper's getting buried there. Once you've done all of that, you then, you know, get usually fancy items, some magic potions, which can heal you. And it's kind of like an optional end game goal. Or, maybe not end game, but a goal, I guess. They're not really secrets because they're straight up on the overworld, right? Like, they're not like the vaults, which are similar, but actually kind of secrets. You didn't hear anything. And so we use DFX command Embark Anywhere. Which, I think it's this one. GUI Embark Anywhere. To settle on top of this. This will allow you to settle in places that are restricted within the red squares. And this is one of those. It's a restricted embark site. So you can't embark here unless you use a command like that. So we embarked on top of this location. Apparently we have an obsidian crown that I don't remember, so I'll have to look at that. We embarked on top of this location and with the goal of taking over that location, with the goal of taking over that legendary site. Now we've done that. And my militia captain, who is Kib, has a elemental stone spear, which is difficult to look at. And also the item that was acquired from their location. Okay. Also, Elfie, if you're lurking, you're more than welcome to enable all of the things. By the way, how did I find the palace location on the first place? Well, if you go to the overworld, right, we're right here. That's a palace. You can see it on the overworld because I'm far enough away. Like, this is a mysterious dungeon. This is another mysterious dungeon. That is another mysterious palace. They're just on the overworld. Difficult to look at was how your first breakup was described. I mean, that's how most Adam Sandler movies are reviewed as well. Difficult to look at. I see, like, there's mysterious dungeons down here, various other things. So we've done several. Well, actually, have I done other forts in this world? Yeah, I did another one. I did another fort right over here. This is Mind Arch, which, I'll be honest, I retired this fort because I was bored and kind of mad at it. I don't know, it was a good time. But we've done several forts in this map at this point, and I'm looking to see if the other one got reclaimed, but I guess it didn't because I don't see anything else going on. So, but yeah, they're just on the overworld, these locations. So anybody can see them. They're pretty obvious. I mean, these layers have similar stuff. They're just smaller. That's the main difference between the mysterious dungeons, the mysterious layers, and the mysterious palaces, is the palaces are just the biggest ones. So we settled on the mysterious palace. We're building mostly underground because it's been a while since I've made a purely underground cavern fort. And we do have some named dwarves in the fort, so let's run through. Havoc, Loverboy, Bert, Raiklu, as well as Darksan, and Crane the Happy, because they wanted a happy dwarf, and it was their second dwarf after Amazing Crane. Andre, Ender Bunny, George, Arende, Clockwork Dragon, Sideburns, Midnight the sequel, Midnight 2, or Midnight Squared even. We've got Snail SD, we got Lanix, we got Emperor Iron, and my very pissed off military. We've got Thorax, the Holy Crypt, who stabbed a creature in the thorax, which killed it instantly. I think punched it, actually. Orc, we got Origin 64, and Neezer as well. Now, up here is an area that I'm building. Well, I need to find it. Where did I put it? Ah, okay. So I've got these ramps going down. I couldn't remember if they went up or down, but there's this ramp here, right? And this ramp kind of goes down this way, all the way over to here, and then north, and then right to this. This is my railgun. It's very effective. I shot my mayor with it. It wasn't on purpose, but I did shoot my mayor with it. It's very effective. It turns things into red paste. Don't mind the blood. It's part of the aesthetic. So this is what we're firing out of it. Alive? No. No. Very much not, Ratmost. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We've also learned that I can stack multiple minecarts on these. So that's pretty great. Yeah, I've got a couple minecart routes. Yeah, we got a couple. I'm going to need a lot more. We've got lots of gold ones. I need some, like, platinum, probably. Maybe more. If we actually zoom in a little bit. Just a little bit. I would also like to point out that these are on a step firing system, so it fires the first 4, which, you know, go all the way down these ramps, all the way over to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 into this, where they accelerate like crazy and then fly to the end and very quickly drop down one layer and then just go smack and turn whatever it is into the evidence. I've got a bunch of stuff still to dig out. It's obviously not done just yet, but we're getting there. And you know what I did this weekend that I forgot to mention? Well, actually, Thursday evening. You know what I did Thursday evening? And if you haven't done this, chat, I don't know if you need to do this, but I watched The Warriors. That's a pretty good movie. I feel like watching The Warriors for the first time really, like, helped me fill in some gaps in my knowledge of everything. What a weird but like also enjoyable movie. Salty Tempest. Like very weird movie. Yes, absolutely. But my God, it was enjoyable. So far in this fortress, we've had many successes and some failures. Successes in that we have taken over the Mysterious Palace and largely conquered the caverns for the most part. And we also have a decently successful military currently. But our failures are also pretty vast in that I've lost count how many dwarves have died. It's been awful. We are very close to a bunch of necromancer towers, and we pretty constantly get attacked by them and goblins. So that's horrible. But, you know, I would say that our successes so far have been outnumbering our failures, and I think we're better off for it. Can you make carts out of stone? No. Also, you saying Galena is cheap and very heavy is really funny because of how I play this game. Galena is not cheap. Galena's very, well, not uncommon, but like, it's certainly not what I would describe as cheap. It is heavy, though. I will agree with you on that. Okay, and then I just wanted to say a real quick thank you to the 175 of you here watching on Twitch and the 47 watching on YouTube. So, and just as a reminder to the folks watching on YouTube, yes, I do see you. Yes, I will be looking at your chat. But do note that you'll probably have to wait 5 minutes for a response because the Twitch chat is more constant and active. And I'm going to go over to this menu and click this. And enable that. And if you heard your dwarf's name being called earlier, do take note that I will be occasionally, you know, checking in on your dwarves. So if you want me to check in on your dwarf, do let me know. Darius, I have to say a real quick thank you for that 5-pack of gift subs. Thanks for helping keep the channel funded. Hope you're doing well. Check and I get a round of beers for the 5-pack. I mean, lots of people do some otters. One of my favorite things that people do is they'll watch on Twitch and sometimes even sub on Twitch. But then when they're not watching, or rather, they'll type in the Twitch chat, but then like watch on YouTube, like via some other method. So like they'll be watching on their TV on YouTube, but like typing in the Twitch chat on their phone in chat only mode. It's something that I've seen people do quite consistently. Although, that being said, something like 2% of my views on live streams on YouTube come from TVs, so it must be like 3 people doing it. Zalvi, did you have a dwarf previously? I'm just trying to remember if... I'm presuming you're talking about this one. Did you have a dwarf previously? I can't remember if I need to name you Zalvi or Zalvi the sequel. Sounds like your kind of people. I mean, you know, I listen to FM radio in the morning, so I'm that kind of cozy. Mikey, yes, I've built a railgun using minecart rails. That's what you're doing right now? Yeah. That's exactly what you're doing. There you go. Smotters understands the chat goals. Optimize the platforms for maximum enjoyment. Usually what I do if I'm watching streams, which I don't do that much these days. There's a couple channels I do still watch. And usually what I'll do is I'll have the YouTube up in a different tab and often paused and muted or just muted. And then in the main, so I was in previous for it, Zavi got it. And then I'll watch on Twitch generally, unless I want to go check something because it's easier to scroll back through the YouTube stream than it is to scroll back through like Twitch clips. But so this is Zalvi. Who is married to Lanix and has 3 kids. And looking at her, she is blinking, so her youngest son is alive. Yep, her older daughter's alive. So all of her kids are still alive. So you're definitely one of the lucky ones. I can tell you that. She often feels filled with joy. She's always in love with somebody and easily develops positive feelings. A strengthening after becoming a parent in 373. She cracks easily under pressure and isn't particularly curious about the world. She is trusting and she doesn't try to get things done perfectly. She lives a fast-paced life, and she is quick to form negative views about things. And she is pleased by her own appearance and talents, and she finds helping others emotionally rewarding. Before I go to the next tab of this, I want to ask you guys a question, chat. Have you guys seen the post on Bay 12 Games from this past week? Because Tarn posted something on the 7th that I'd like to just read real quick. So I did talk about this in the Future of the Fortress video I uploaded, but Tarn says this, cheerfully continuing along with the next routine patch, hopefully next week. So this was on the 7th. We're into next week. So far, it's the normal collection of bug fixes and an added goodie of being able to use your last material for simple buildings and constructions. I can't wait. That's all. That's all. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm really hoping he's also going to fix the infinitely respawning nobles bug. She personally believes that little is better in life than a good party and finds sacrifice to be one of the highest ideals and doesn't care if others take the time to master skills and dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. And in YouTube chat, Marinos says, I want you to know that because of your videos, I started playing this game and I can't stop. Well, I'm sorry for your free time. I'm glad that I helped you gain a new hobby. Zalvi likes Marcasite and Billin and Squirrel, as well as Persimmon Wood, Green Glass Armor, Stands, and Blue Jay Men for their coloration. And the sound of the euphoric butterfly. And when possible, she prefers to consume rice beer, flax seeds, and kumquats. And can't stand cave spiders. So I'm going to do a thing, chat. This is a activity, I guess. This is a collaborative activity. We did this once before for my haunted fort where I let everybody die to ghosts. Also, it's worth noting that Zalvi here is a member of the Doctrine of Bronze. Twitch chat, what kind of dwarf are you? And by Twitch chat, I mean like as a unit, as a collective. What kind of dwarf personifies Twitch chat? YouTube chat, what kind of dwarf are you? As a collective. What kind of dwarf are you? I want to name a dwarf Twitch and a dwarf YouTube. They're all drunk, Bob Tron. Kicked in the head when young. Oh no. I mean, I do have a very injured dwarf who not happy. Fell mood, drunken dwarf. Well, okay, so I haven't had a fell mood since Gortusk. Just saying. I mean, there's a couple very angry dwarf. I mean, this is the doctor that is like permanently injured. Although the doctor here, Dr. Nil Boatrooter, is actually going to start their own squad, and I'm just gonna tell them to go stand in the middle of the mysterious palace, and hopefully we can get them to heal themselves. Well, actually, no, I don't need to get them to stand in the mysterious palace. I can get them to go stand in my hospital, right here. Is there a dwarven equivalent to emote spamming? People with a lot of job cancellations, maybe? I feel like that should be like a real work Slack notification. It's like, canceled job. Oh, why? Oh shit, you're captain of the guard. I don't want you captain of the guard. Oh boy. I added you to the wrong squad. That's my bad. Leave. Get out. Begin. Okay. That can go away. Militia captain. There we go. Well, you're still gonna go beat a criminal. Good luck catching them. I don't have a strange mood that's currently a kid. No. But I do have some angry kids that could be like the one attending a meeting, maybe. That or just like the extremely happy dwarf with no skills and a pickaxe, or is that the YouTube chat? Because like, maybe this is YouTube. You know, just like blissfully unaware watching Mr. Beast. What do you think, YouTube? Is this you? I mean, like, YouTube is already self-identified as a simpleton, so... Most def a YouTube fort. Frog? YouTube frog? Okay. YouTube! You old tubers is delighted after watching a performance, has been here for a whole year and is still a peasant. That's impressive. Is unbelievably stubborn and will stick with even the most futile action once his mind is made up. Dislikes helping others. Is very friendly and always tries to say nice things. Tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals. Has a sense of duty and likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. No politics. And is not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments and tends to make a small mess of his own possessions. Don't look at the pile of Mountain Dew cups. He isn't given to flights of fancy and could be considered rude. Always snaps his fingers when he's greeting something. Oh, so he's Jacksepticeye. Got it. And he laughs in a unique way when he's annoyed. Yep, definitely YouTube. And needs alcohol to get through the working day and likes working outdoors and only grumbles mildly at bad weather. Yeah, no, that absolutely. Yep. He dreams of creating a great work of art, naturally, and personally values cunning and finds ideas of independence and freedom. Somewhat foolish. There's a lot to unpack there. He likes Alunite, Platinum, Crystal Cola, as well as Greylanger leather, the color green, yaks for their shaggy hair, kiwis for their long beaks, and alfalfa for their sprouts. The sound of the laces of silk and the sight of the meandering lyrics. When possible, prefers to consume leopard seal and giant kangaroo cheese and Tef beer. And can't stand mosquitoes. At least we all agree with that. No bloodsuckers. And worships the god of death. Just, you know. There's a character study someone could do about that dwarf. So now, Twitch, what kind of dwarf are you? What kind of dwarf are you? What do you think? Are the forever traveling squads a bug, or can you try to find them in adventure mode? It's likely they're dead. And it's like a memory clearing thing. It's one of two things usually, Last Scavenger. There's either somebody who hasn't left the map yet who's stuck, or an animal. Like, if you have war dogs, as an example, or like any kind of war-trained animal assigned to members of that squad, and then you tell the squad to leave and the dog doesn't make it off the map, they'll never come back. So I think a lot of the time, the never returning squads are because there's a dog that hasn't left the map yet, because it's very hard to figure out if there's an animal that hasn't left the map. But if you don't have any animals, it's likely they either defected, quit, or are dead. They were 30 barons with no pets. I guarantee you they just left. Sometimes you'll go into Legend and it'll be like, they went traveling and then joined so-and-so. Yeah, it just means they haven't reported back. But if you sent your barons off map, it is pretty likely that the game just kind of took over and will come up with some excuses to why they left, because you really shouldn't be sending nobles off map. Weirdness can happen when you do that. So yes, the short answer is yes, it's a bug. But you're the dwarf with that. Okay, so we're not talking about who you are, Cathode. We're trying to do the same thought experiment as previous of what is chat? Self-appointed king, I see. Cooper. I mean, do I even have any unnamed nobles? Didn't I queue up togas? Yes, I did. Not to be weird, Shy Fantaz, what's a ludopath? Needs to like to grumble. A wild voice of darkness has done the arriveth. Oh, please actually walk into the fort. Oh my god, they did. Okay, so I have a force of vile darkness. I can shoot my railguns at them. I've been waiting for this all week. So now I need to remember where all my doors are so I can lock them. That's the problem now. Is where did I put my doors? You go there. It's been like a week since I've streamed this fort, chat. All right, you're already locked. I can lock these for good measure. You need to be locked. Actually, no, I do need to unlock that upper one. This one. Gambling addiction. Okay, there's no way to, like, look into that. I had no idea. All right, the more you know. Learn something every day. Is YouTube chat the siege operator who doesn't have a job currently? But he is a talented siege operator. That, or is YouTube chat just like the militia captain? Is exhilarated after getting into an argument. YouTube chatter goblins spies. Twitch chat is my militia commander, and she desires little for herself in the way of possessions and enjoys being in crowds. This is just somebody spamming weeb emotes in one of the massive streams. Enjoys being in crowds and is very, very rarely develops negative feelings towards things. Is stingy about resources when working on projects and refuses to expend any extra effort, such as going to my blog. And is not particularly interested in what others think of her. Sorry, chat. And she likes a little excitement now and again. And she tends to assume that the worst of two outcomes will be the one that comes to pass. And she prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. No excuses. And she is troubled by her own nature, and she prefers discord and debate in a more abstract level. Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity and isn't given to flights of fancy. Tends to be a bit stubborn and changing her mind about things, and doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges. Well, I mean, YouTube chat is very different from stream to stream, right? Same with Twitch chats, some otters. I think that there's definitely some value in being able to make fun of yourself. And she doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges. She tends to be swayed by emotional appeals, is assertive, and she winks when she's nervous. She bites her nails when she's trying to remember something. She needs alcohol to get through the working day. Doesn't mind being outdoors, at least for a time, and doesn't really care about anything anymore. Well, the doesn't mind being outdoors part's definitely not true. Personally holds on to the view that commerce is a vile obscenity and doesn't respect a society that is settled into harmony without debate and strife. And doesn't care about art one way or another. And doesn't really value merrymaking. She likes rock salt. Yep, definitely Twitch chat. Tin, faint yellow diamond, leggings and grates, and crowns and flax and pigs for their snorts. And the words of the fancy meditation and the sound of the... oh my god. Sorry, there is no sound. She prefers to consume worms. Like raw worms. Rock salt loving worm consumption enthusiast. I mean, she also likes giant one-humped camel cheese, fisher berries, maize beer, and bilberries, and hates snails. No, if a dwarf doesn't really care about anything anymore, it means that they're a hardened individual, which basically means that they are... It's called comedic timing, Squizzly. How to eat fried worms. That book scarred me as a kid, and the movie scarred me more. It's basically a way of saying, like, they have mild PTSD. Or major PTSD, is really all that means. I'm just gonna delete this for right now, because it doesn't need to be here. And now we need to wait. Because I need dwarves to run inside. Like that one. Get inside, dwarf. And then you need to go heal yourself, damn it. Because you're causing me problems. So you go stand right there. Why are... Oh. So that dwarf that I'm trying to heal, yeah? Very briefly was the captain of the guard. And has almost no use of her hands. So she just went and bit Lanix a bunch. She just like, well, I did punch him. Sure, and also punched, and also punched, and also punched, and also punched. But then just like bites him in the head, in the eye, in the left eye, tearing it. Ow. And bites him in the head. And latched on firmly. I don't know where these critters are, so let's see. That's what your favorite foods were? I like to eat raw worms. Has anybody here actually read the book How to Eat Fried Worms, or is that just me? Did I just scare them away because one of them got caught in a cage? That'd be very funny. I swear, if they just leave. Kind of looks like they're just leaving. Oh, nope. Looks like they're turning around. They're coming back. Siege ain't over yet. Well, because there is a whole bit in the book, at least. I don't remember it in the movie, but there is a bit in the book where, he like his mom calls a doctor to make sure he's not gonna get, like, to make sure he's not gonna die if he eats fried worms. So I don't think it would get you institutionalized, but they'll probably give you cooking lessons. Okay, so let's just go over to here. Close this, because the entryway, the back entryway here, this thing, goes over to here, right? The way they actually get into the fort is right here. So they walk down into the caverns and then they walk in through here. I want this to go all the way up to the surface. Honestly, I would rather eat How to Eat Fried Worms because I feel like that would be a more pleasant book to read than To Kill a Mockingbird. To Kill a Mockingbird is a little bit heavy. Especially for, like, kids. Like, that's... I don't know. That's not an easy read. I mean, it's a classic, sure, but just not an easy read. Let's just plunk down some beds. And some more beds. And some more beds. It's a very morbid situation we got going on down here. Oopsies, I clicked the wrong button. Wear him. These goblins. Come on, goblins. Get into my fortress. I really need to set this up so that they have a direct route into the fort. Where in the world are you going? Oh, I know where they're going. They're going through this. So yeah, they should just... Uh-oh! Errol, please don't go kill all of the goblins. Okay, there you go. I don't need you killing all of the goblins, Errol. That's not even remotely convenient or helpful for me. Okay, so they do enter directly through my front door. This is by design. It's not the planned final design, but it is currently by design. Yeah, no, they were going for the side door, Pulv. So, I've accidentally tested the railgun on my own dwarves, and I've tested it on nothing. But I haven't had the opportunity to test it on goblins yet. I'm excited. I can't wait. Because I have not had this opportunity yet. I do need to go over to here, though. And close this lever. All the minecarts are up and running. So now we hope that the goblins are going where I need them to go. And not somewhere completely unrelated. Yep, looks like they are. And you are stationed where I need you. Why are you in here? Do leave, please. Do leave, please. Please do leave, please. I don't really want you eating my unusual wax. Oh, you're blind. Okay, fine. You can eat it too, if you really insist. So I just need you to get hungry now. And then consume that stuff. There you go. So this dwarf currently can't stand, has no ability to grasp, motor nerve damage, and sensory damage. Because of that, they're very upset. They're now annoyed with the lack of chairs, but they have no health problems left. And I should be able to stop them from consuming it, but I don't think they will. Be great if I could, but... And then they get to leave with the remainder of their wax, although maybe I could make you drop it. We'll see. Yeah, I did. So I managed to get it there. They may just clean it up. But hey, I just healed that dwarf with my limited number of heals. And here come the goblins. And now we just need to sit here and hope that nobody else is in the railgun. Where did it come from? The Mysterious Palace. They're an adventure mode feature, but we, doing some finagling, managed to get a bunch of one-time limited use heals in the fort. Yeah, there's not that many goblins. It's actually a pretty small siege, but... Yeah, here's hoping. Okay, so once they get past basically here, we're going to start firing. Actually, no, once they get to here, we're going to start firing. So we do have a little bit of a distance for them to go still. Gonna have a couple shots, I guess. Who's ready? Fingers crossed. This is the fort with the palace on the map? Yep, but we've taken over the palace, so... Now I'm just building railguns. Alright. I'm just gonna pull the lever for the first two. So you. And you. And now we wait. And this is what it does. So if you haven't seen this go off yet, look up, chat. So they land down here. And then they accelerate pretty ridiculously quickly. And then they fly all the way along here. Very fast. I haven't seen these goblins yet. Oh, there they are. Oop. Are we going to hit them? We're going to hit them. We're going to hit one. It's now splattered with goblin blood. As for this goblin, well, I can't... Okay, yes, I can click them. Minecart strikes them in the left foot and the injured part explodes into gore. Okay? Goblin is now flying. Pretty damn quick. And, say goodbye to your life, Gob. Because Goblin is sitting here, is about to die, extreme pain, cannot breathe, or cannot stand, cannot grasp, and it's because them colliding with the wall. That was just like a not particularly dense stone wall. Minecart strikes them in the lower body, bruising the muscle and bruising the kidney through the malign blunts demon's leather leggings. They're not dead yet, somehow. So I will now go for one more turn, and they completely explode. So their neck exploded. Their lower body is splitting into gore. Same with their neck. And then they die. Now we do that again. And here comes the second round. So there's one right here. There's one right here, which you guys can't see because it's behind a wall. And there goes another one. Bang! And the skeleton's just like, what the fuck, man? What the shit? Let's fire the rest of them, shall we? Maybe not the rest of them, but like the next two layers. We can pull these ones back up. And then do this and this. So now we just wait for some more dwarves to come in and give them a pull. Uh-oh. That may actually screw some stuff up, but it's fine. Here come the shots. All right, let's fire off the next one. I just want these to be completely full. So now you get dropped. And you get dropped again. So that they'll actually fire. This isn't finished yet, Romanoid Trail, but yeah, something like that. Something like that for sure. Would it be deadly? Absolutely. Yes. Yes, it would be. No, this fort was, I don't know what to do, and I'm bored. And chat didn't have any particularly good themes, so we settled somewhere interesting, and I'm just having fun. Like, that is the extent of the complexity of this particular fort, is I didn't know what to do, and so here we are. That's all it is. I mean, I have no access to Slade. I would have to raid a vault, and I don't know where any are. And even then, you're not guaranteed to get Slade if you raid a vault. So, no, I am not going to try and get Slade. Lead will be plenty, platinum will be plenty, and we have both of those. But we don't need Slade. When in doubt, Dwarven Science? Yeah, sure. When in doubt, mess around, have fun. That's all it really is. I am going to deconstruct this, and I'm going to deconstruct this, and I'm going to deconstruct this, just so that we can get these minecarts put away without killing too many people, like that, which is going to start happening immediately, in a moment. Like that. It's fine. We'll just forbid them as they place them. Till all these mechanisms are deconstructed, which now they are. So now I can unforbid all these. Put them away. I feel like I should put another lever. Maybe like right here. And just connect it to these extra mechanisms so that I can just turn this thing off. That's probably what I should do. That's probably what I should do. Just for, you know, safety's sake. Have I tried making a necromancer for it? More than I can count. I did that back when that ability was not added, but when it was made viable. Because when necromancers were first added, the way they worked was they would just randomly resurrect bodies when they appeared. The way they work now is instead of randomly resurrecting bodies when they appear, they only resurrect bodies when they feel threatened, like as a form of defense. That makes it much more manageable. And since then, I've done plenty. Before then, I didn't really do many because they were kind of just not impossible to manage, but prohibitively annoying. Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I don't know the names of the exact videos, but I made a machine which we called the fully automated minecart launching system or something. The FAMP was what the abbreviation came to. And the FAMP was basically just that. It was just a rapid repeating minecart loading and dispensing device for loading minecarts with liquids, in this case lava, and then launching it directly at the enemy's face. But would it actually be a particle accelerator? No. But like, could I sandwich baddies with minecarts? Sure. Yeah, I could set this thing up and fire from the back as well. So there's one's going this way and one's going this way. Yeah, I could do that. If that's what you're asking. We also got a migrant wave. The wave of migrants. I wonder if you were in my previous form. Nope. So many of the crazy thing about this faction is so many of them are just already spear dwarves. It's like the most pre-trained dwarves I've ever seen. And not only that, but like most of them are actually decent military dwarves. Like Cut the Jeweler, get in the military. What about you? Like, look at this one. Just skilled? What? Although this one doesn't like those that develop skills with weapons and fighting. Worships Burr. Geysers don't really do that. You can make geysers. I've made lava geysers as defenses. If you want to launch enemies into the sky, you kind of have to use drawbridges. Drawbridges are like something standing on a drawbridge gets pulled, but like drawbridges are generally I don't want to say dwarf, like baby dwarf's first defense, but definitely like new Dwarf Fortress players' first effective defensive strategy usually involves drawbridges. No, I mean like, so like as an example, anything that lands on top of a drawbridge will crush the thing and kill it. When a drawbridge raises up, with the exception of the tile that raises, so the first one, right? So like, if you were to have a drawbridge like this, anything standing here would get launched into the air, right? Anything standing here would get crushed by the mechanisms. So if you make a drawbridge that's like yay long, only the people here would get crushed and everybody this way would get launched. That's a pretty, but only above ground. Below ground, they'd hit the ceiling and immediately hit the ground. So it'd be more of a boom instead of a boing, if that makes any sense. But I don't know. I don't like using I don't like using drawbridges for defense because they're too good. I like less predictable defenses. Like the most effective the most effective defense in Dwarf Fortress is literally just crush your enemies with a drawbridge. Except for the few that can't be crushed by a drawbridge, which are very few and far between. Most enemies can be crushed by a drawbridge. More or less making drawbridge is the most ridiculously overpowered thing in the game. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I do think that there's some entertainment to be had there. I don't do it because it's too good. The best defense is a good defense? Well, I mean, I would say the best defense gets you canceled, but, I mean, hey. My concerns aren't necessarily yours. And the population continues to rise. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream today, by the way. Thanks for hanging out. I should mention this. I didn't earlier, but there's a sale going on over on my merch store. So if you purchase or are interested in purchasing merchandise from yours truly, currently there's a sale going on. So if you go to my merch store on Twitch, just type in !MERCH merch. If you're on the YouTubes, you could just, click on the link. There should be a link in the description of the stream. But Twitch subs currently get a discount if you are subscribed on Twitch. If you are not subscribed on Twitch, however, you can use a command which is March, M-A-R-C-H, at checkout, or code at checkout, and that'll get you an 8% discount. I've also lowered the price of a lot of things, so things are way cheaper than they would be anyway. So mugs are cheaper. My winter mug is priced at its lowest price, and it's going to disappear at the end of this month because it's not winter anymore. It may return next year with a slightly different design, but it's priced to sell. So if you want to get a funny thing with a skeleton on it, and you can be like, bah humbug, like me, then, you can do that. Otherwise, don't. It's fine. Gonna make a full course aerial path plates to move your enemies around? Oh, you mean like Satisfactory? That we're talking about in Huna? To stand on the hatch it's trying to destroy. It can't destroy the hatch it's standing on. For the same reason that, like, dwarves that are deconstructing a thing stand next to the thing. So it's not that there isn't a way to force it. I don't think they can do the destroy job unless they're standing on it. Are you trying to, like, drop them through a thing or something? Oh, you said, oh, right, aerial faith plates, right, yes. Those are, in fact, from Portal. You are correct. Portal 2 and Portal 1. The sect of Amethyst has many worshippers and now requires a temple complex and a high priest. My temple isn't complex enough for them. That's the Fatal Chapel. That's the Doctrine of Bronze. Where's the sect of Amethyst? Pretty sure I made them a temple. That's the Lazy Healer, which is my doctor's school, which is also a funny name. That's the Gullies of Summer, which is my farmer guild. Did I not? Hold on. The Bright Chapel, the Fatal Chapel, the Beige Sanctuary. Did I not make one for the Sect of Amethyst? I guess I didn't. Well, crud. Okay, well, I guess we got to do that. Wait, no, did I? Oh, there it is. Right. Okay, so I did make one. They can be standing on a platform that destroys the only connecting floor that they're on the platform they're standing on. If you're trying to, like, drop building destroyers through, like, lever-activated things, it's best to just have, like, have them in a 2x2 pattern with walls on either side, and then just connect them all to a lever, and then just pull the lever when they stand on it. If that's what you're trying to do, Dwarf. Otherwise, I don't know of a way that you could, like, feasibly do that. All right, so this down here is a religious location that wants an upgrade, so we'll give them their upgrade. Starting off by giving them fancy floors. There were amethyst men in there. It's been a minute. Also, I've got a wild giant tortoise out here. Squatties, you need to go kill that giant tortoise. And also these two. Okay, so that's going to get done. Probably got a bunch of dwarves running out and doing gosh knows what. You over here, you get pulled. Yeah, because they will deconstruct everything as they encounter it, because that is their only priority, is deconstruct the thing that they see. Whatever is close to them that they can break, they will break it. They're kind of like a cat, except instead of pushing the glass of milk off of the counter, I don't know why I said of milk, instead of pushing the beverage holder full of beverage off of the counter, they will simply, like, knock every pot and pan and whatever else happens to be in the general vicinity off the counter first, and then, you know, the cup with whatever in it. Fellow Belag, it's less morning than it is for you than it is for me. You realize this, right? You have a tummy ache? That's not fun. No, I don't need to name myself after a dwarf. I'm much more of kind of a Q-like figure rather than a red shirt-like figure. From a necessary nap. Yeah, daylight savings sucks. Did I just see a ghost? Probably. Dodok. Ah. Yes, I did just see a ghost. The question is, did I already make a memorial for them? Did I? Did I? You should have known daylight savings time was near when I saw a few people reference it, you know, that live over there. Yep. Mm-hmm. All dwarves are red shirts? Well, no, but they're just dwarves. Is there really any difference between a red shirt and a dwarf? Any scholars? No. Just an amethyst man, who's already named. But which dwarf would you like? Not one in the military, please. I mean, all kids in Dwarf Fortress are red shirts. Is that why children wear red? No, I think they wear red because that was an available color. Dwarf Fortress was limited to 32 at one point. Remember this. Neither do dwarves if their fortress overseer is competent. That's an overseer issue, not a dwarven issue. Well, here's the thing. You choose freeways because I'm not going to go through all of their mental capabilities, and it is highly likely that I'm going to choose one that is going to be a bad scholar, and they'll almost immediately get removed from the job. So I would prefer you choose so that I can blame you for them being bad and getting upset due to not being a good scholar and me having to remove them anyway. So I take less blame in this instance. Because most dwarves aren't going to like actually being scholars. Give me a peasant. So you want Mincot? They don't have a beard, though. None of the unnamed peasants have beards. I mean, ideally you would pick somebody from the list that you could see. There's plenty with beards. I thought if you weren't picky, you could just be like the trapper at the top who's not named, right? How can you tell who would be a good scholar? It's kind of hard because sometimes dwarves read like they would be good scholars and then you actually like look at their thoughts while they're being a scholar and they're like, I fucking hate this. Generally a dwarf that doesn't want to do craftsmanship but also likes learning. But also like they have to be very stable mentally. Otherwise they'll just start pondering and they'll either get bored and they'll get upset because they're bored. Wow, you're fucking ruining one of my weaponsmiths by making them not do weaponsmithing? You're an awful person, Freeways. It's goddamn academics, man. Yeah, it's, scholars are difficult. So I generally just kind of don't assign scholars for that reason. Until it's, like, very clear that they'd actually be good at it or even want to do it. Freeways is stressed. Unfriendly and disagreeable, right, and has is bothered by this since he values friendship. He doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living and finds helping others emotionally rewarding. He wishes that this were not the case as he considers altruism foolish and he has a sense of duty. He is moved by art and natural beauty, and he is troubled by this since he dislikes the natural world, and he is slow to anger after seeing Lycott's dead body. And he needs alcohol to get through the working day and likes working outdoors and only grumbles mildly at bad weather and doesn't really care about much. He dreams of creating a great work of art and this dream was realized and personally believes that war is utterly repellent and would have peace at all costs. He sees those that deny He sees sacrifice as wasteful and foolish, and sees working hard as a foolish waste of time, and finds romance distasteful. You must be fun at parties. Likes shale and aluminum and bloodstone and giant otter leather, rat bone, and giant brown recluse spoder silk, bolts, leather armor, and sheep for their tendency to flock, and jabbers for their terrifying beaks. Frightening beaks is what it says. The words of the ten ribis wisps and the sight of the silkiness of festivals and when possible prefers to consume giant olm and muck roots and lychee wine and teff flour and absolutely hates brown recluse spiders. You're more conflicted with yourself than anything, so you're going to have a legacy like Edgar Allan Poe. Died young, hated his own writing, hated everybody around him. Most people didn't like him, was kind of crazy, and is now just like muttering to himself in the tavern for some reason. Checks out. Good luck. I like lychee in general. Lychee is a... The best part about lychee is it's one of those like flavors that kids hate. And so you can just be like, whenever you're hanging around your younger cousins or family members or nieces or your own kids even, you can just be like, this is so delicious. And then you give it to them and they're like, yo, this is disgusting. Why would you like this? And you go, because you just don't get it yet. How's the fort? Well, you got bit in the head a bunch. I think you're fine. I had a captain of the guard for a minute and apparently you committed crimes, God knows what. And so you got bit in the head a bunch. Yeah. It just tastes like soap to you? Really? I think that there's a lot of like, it's because like scent has a lot to do with flavor, right? I wonder if things like lychee, people think that it tastes like soap because there's a lot of soap that is scented with lychee. Like I do wonder how much truth there is to that, because it really seems that way in a lot of cases. Oh yeah, by the way, I trained a black mamba. Just saying. I had to make that pun. Yes, because, okay, so I also have this to say to all of you who say that cilantro tastes like soap, and I get it, it's a genetic thing. Please don't take me too literally here. Why are y'all eating soap? Like, why are you so well acquainted with the flavor of soap? It is a female one, yeah. It is a lady mamba. Like, I've been wondering this since the first time I heard somebody say that it tastes like soap. I was like, why? How do you... You're not supposed to... You're not supposed to the soap. Come on. I get it. It's a genetic thing, but it's always like my first response to anybody who says that like cilantro tastes like soap. It's like, they need nests for eggs? Sure, but there's no reason to give her a nest box for eggs until I give her the nice floor, and she hasn't even been there for like a month in game time yet. So am I going to give her a nest box for eggs? Certainly. Are we going to eat them? Absolutely. But I'm going to wait until like there's actually floor in there, because we only caught her a couple minutes before the last stream ended. And then we had to shoot some goblins with a railgun. So yes, correct. It does in fact need a nest box for eggs, and it will definitely get one. And just give them a minute to, you know, make the floor not look terrible. Just like needs a door. I mean, doesn't need a door, but I want to give it a door. Never mind. I have to make another nest box, because I guess I sold my extras. I did have extras. Kids with lots of potty mouths. I guess all of you cilantro haters just like, you know, cursed a lot when you were 5. Just the mental image of a child running around swearing is funny to me. Because I'm a functional adult. All snakes need nests. Freeways. So anything that lays eggs needs a nest. And snakes lay eggs. Oh my god, I got too many things in cages. Including a vulture, apparently. Speaking of cages, I'm just going to go over here one thing at a time that I don't need, and just one at a time. What? What the hell happened to you? Oh. I think I know what happened to you. I think. Did... Huh? Why is your nose spraying blood? This dwarf is literally having a violent nosebleed. I wonder if you got like some Forgotten Beast extraction on you. Hold on. I'm just gonna set my military to like not be training for a wee bit. Because I wonder. And I'm gonna go over to here. I'm just gonna set this to this. Just put a non stockpile in here. Because I do have splatterings. Like, did you get aqua? Yeah, you must have. Non-stockpiles, basically just with no task, trick dwarves into cleaning quicker. Huh. Like, see, this dwarf's already cleaning. You know, I don't want to Google this because I feel like it would be very disturbing, but I guarantee you somebody somewhere has died from a nosebleed at some point. Let's just make sure you're not loading. No, you're not. Let's also go up to here. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, well. Well, that sucks. When you have a really bad nosebleed and they give you Coke applied directly to the nosebleed as a vessel. Coca-Cola, right? Correct? I'm just gonna hope it's Coca-Cola. Yes, definitely Coca-Cola. Should get more nosebleeds. Was there any, like, in hindsight, hysterical nosebleed cure from, like, I don't know, ancient Egypt or, like, the Roman era? Is there anything like that? There's got to be somewhere, right? Someone at some point in history was like, just jam honey up that nose. That'll fix it. Immediately. It's the magical cure everything med. Cole plugs the bleed right up. Cole plugs the bleed right up? I don't know about that. For a second there, I thought that the people doing the... I need to close the back half of these blinds. It's actually getting bright up. For a second there, I thought the people cleaning the dryer vents today just arrived, but they certainly did not. It was just the trash guy. All right, I'm going to go close the window that's a little bit behind me. I don't even know how many of these I've just made. Oh, you already had one assigned. Well, okay then. I didn't even need to make these. Let's also see. Where's freeways? He's just off making rock blocks. Hasn't even tried pondering yet. 2 seconds, chat. Herbs rich in tannins such as yellow, cinnamon, and witch hazel, also used to stop nosebleeds with strong... Wait, hold on. Strong black tea, as in like you brew a cup of tea and just have a cup of tea? Or as in like you jamming tea leaves up your nose? Because these are two pretty different remedies as far as I'm concerned. If not like as different as you could possibly be. Tea leaves in the nose. Okay. Well, I don't know how I feel about that. That's all. That's all. I'm just going to go down here, and I'm going to make a little workshop back here. And I'm going to just, I think, place coffins and slabs back here. And we're going to decorate stuff with bone and shell, because this is where it all ends up. Snorting tea? I'm not quite positive that jamming thing up nose and snorting said thing is the same. But, you know. Also, as far as what YouTube chat said, I would really like baby snakes, but we have to catch a second black mamba first. I will be keeping an eye, and hopefully we catch a second black mamba. Oh, smoking tea is a thing. So, true story. In Scouts, the most annoying task I had to do as a volunteer Scout leader was try to stop the kids from smoking things. One of the worst and most concerning things that they had this habit of trying to smoke, the literal second they were left alone for more than 5 seconds, was nutmeg and black tea. They would unroll like tea bags and try and smoke them. And I caught one kid once who'd made makeshift rolling papers out of paper towel and was trying to smoke nutmeg out of it, which, by the way, shreds your lungs. Don't do that. So I'm mildly concerned when you say that smoking tea is a thing, because it just brings me back to the days of like having to chaperone 14-year-olds. It wasn't worth it. It was bad. That wasn't worth the volunteer hours is what I mean. Anyway, now you know that about me. So, yay, I guess. Smoke banana peels instead. Or just like hold a banana like it's a cigar and pretend to smoke it and don't actually smoke it, because don't smoke. That's all. That's my platform. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hope that you enjoyed. Also, George is in the YouTube chat, so hello. And I like how I clarified that, like, I'm just joking and not, like, going too far after people. But multiple people have now reminded me between the two chats that the cilantro thing is actually genetic. I'm well aware that it's genetic. It's just fun to make fun of you kids for eating soap. So if you know what soap tastes like, then why is it? Otherwise, you just say that it tastes like cilantro. Tisk. Your head is having a dirty mind with this text, and you don't know if that was intentional. It's probably not. Don't smoke nutmeg. Nut smoke meg. You ate a dove? Like a pigeon? Yeah, but that's not what you said. You said that you ate a dove. Bar of soap or not, you shouldn't be eating a bar of soap, man. I realize that Dove is a brand, but saying I ate Kleenex once still is implying that you ate tissue. You've eaten pigeon? Well, I've eaten rabbit. What's your point? All right, so let's just go here and make a little furniture stockpile. It's going to be for slabs. And let's also say statues. Why not? And let's also say minecarts and coffins. And then I'm going to go up to here. If I can remember where I actually put it. There it is. This thing. Minecarts. Slabs. Coffins. They're already not in there. Perfect. I don't think statues are in there either. And then you, individually, decorate with bone. When there's 10 items that are improvable. And also, let's just do that monthly, so they're not spamming it constantly. Then you decorate with shell. We'll just do that monthly. When there's improvable items and shop and shell available. You're also going to go here and make shell crafts. And that I'll just do quarter or seasonally. No, that's the wrong one. That's charcoal. Tisk. You down here? Seasonally, if there's extra shells lying around. And then this is the last one. And you're just going to make totems. We'll do 5. Monthly. Should be 5 skulls available per month. We'll see. You're a soap maker, and sometimes bring small bars of soap to reenactment events. Peanut butter scented soap was a mistake. You had to tell so many people it wasn't fudge. Oh no, that's also cool. That's one of those like. That's one of those like things that people can do that I wish I had. If I had unlimited time for hobbies and didn't have to do anything else in my life, I would go make soap. Blind's retirement plan is he's going to run a farmer's like market stall somewhere. Is your dwarf still happy? Well, you're not dead, so that's half of it. Maybe even the more important half, if you will. Where is Jasper's body? Also, Zavi, you did in fact have a dwarf in this fort. But they're dead, so I'll just add a... Same with Freeways. You also had a dwarf. I should probably name you too. The sequel. Where the hell did Jasper's body end up? Do you not have a tomb? Allegedly you don't. So why nobody body you away? Probably Dwarf just too busy. Kiddos, get back to burial, please. Thanks for the $2. Xanos Carthage in the YouTube chat. Appreciate you. Or for the, in actuality, like a $1.40, because YouTube takes their cut off the top. Did B-Lug ever showed up in the fort? I don't think I've had a single named dwarf show up. I had one dwarf that was missing an arm and was already haggard, but I've like had no named dwarves appear from the last one. 180 stream streak. That's I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Like, that's just... Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's just insane to me. It's a crazy amount of time. Crazy amount of time. Well, because Twitch likes Amazon money, not Google Play money. So, hence why. Xanos. But appreciate you. I've now got a Forgotten Beast Skull Totem. We're also making a Forgotten Beast shell improvements to this statue, which is currently worth 50 Dwarf dollar. And I'm wondering how long this is going to take, because that's a lot. It's a lot of tasks. Yeah, because it's just like 1 unit of shell per, and there's 60. So you're now up to 64 in value. What about you? This one is now up to 60 in value. Well, they got their works cut out for them now. These are going to be some real fancy pieces of furniture. We also have Forgotten Beast shell figurines. That's the shell itself. No, this one. It's a Forgotten Beast shell figurine of a bark scorpion. Good times. You mean if you melt it in your in a workshop? No, the goblin will escape. It will not burn the goblin. No. I can tell you that for a fact. It will release whatever's in said cage. Although that is a funny thought. No, if you want to melt the goblin, you actually have to like throw the whole cage into lava or something. Okay, so the other thing I got to do is I need a better source of water. By that I mean I need a better well. And the way I'm going to do this is pretty simple. I'm going to go over to here. And I'm just going to plunk down... actually, you know what? I have too many of them. So let's just go there and make a grate. As you can see, we've got plenty. And then I'm going to tell the dwarves to go over to here, and they're going to dig. And then, yeah, basically like right here. We're going to dig out all this, except instead of digging it, I'm actually going to channel it. And then we're going to channel this. And then we're going to channel that. And we're going to start priority 5, priority 4, obviously, and then priority 3. And then this right here is going to be my well.
Channel this.
I will. Thank you very much, Unemployed Shaka, for the 26th month. And then right up above here, I think I will probably do also down there, down here, down here, down here. And that should be good. And then these corners here will be the well itself. What's the only idea you have? Oh, like how to get the goblin out of it? Like, what's the problem that you're trying to solve? Is that you have a goblin in a cage? J. Martin? I mean, I'm slowly throwing them all into a really deep hole that makes them go splat. You could pen pasture them into the middle of your barracks, and that's pretty effective training. That's kind of it. There really isn't much you can do with prisoners, which kind of sucks, to be honest. That looks like a lot of livestock. Yep, I've got a lot of goats and sheep. I need to actually, like, set up a much better yarn-making industry. I don't have a great one at the moment, but... But yes, I do have a lot of sheep. So I'm going to go check something real quick because we are in an ad break and I'm not going to unpause the game until the ads are done. For the 5 of you who care, apparently Brigador just released an audiobook and an OST for their next game, which isn't out yet. So that's cool. That's really cool. Bookmark that email. Also keep checking no clip because I'm curious about when their documentary is going to start dropping. All right, let's unpause. Brigador Killers, which is a game that I think they restarted development twice on. And a game that I've been eagerly anticipating since they announced it initially in 2018 and then stopped working on for 6 months and then started over. So it's a game I would like to play. Then maybe one day I'll get to play. I would love to. That'd be great. Okay, so I'm probably just going to go up to here. Deactivate that. And then let them build this. And here's hoping we get to trade this year. Put your Kevin Invader cages in the same spot where the surface sieges usually come from. That's not a bad idea. I mean, you can stack almost infinite things into a cage. Just do it one at a time, so you don't startle your dwarves accidentally, which generally is a bad time. So many large masks. Let's also make coke from lignite, because I've just got some lignite sitting like right there, so might as well use it. You can put more than one thing in a cage. Yeah, you can just kind of stack stuff in cages. It's not humane, but you can do it. I really hope they can get out of this. They should be able to, but... Yes, they'll be able to get out. I mean, in the English language, we don't have a word for that. Arctophus. I don't even think the dwarves do, because the dwarves don't call themselves dwarves. They don't have a name for themselves. Now I'm wondering if they can get down here. Yep. Yeah, no, they can. Super duper they can. Is this some prison gimmick? Nope. I'm just explaining how mechanics work in Dwarf Fortress. Like, that's usually how I sell livestock most of the time. So, like, if I'll have a cage and I'll just put 45 puppies in it and then sell that to the mountain home. Like, it's as weird as you make it. It's as not weird as you make it. Like, literally, it is the way that I sell livestock in Dwarf. 5,000 chickens in a cage. So, I could tell you why the game wouldn't let you put 5,000 chickens in a cage, and that's because the game has a livestock cap. I don't think you can set it that high. Because there's population cap, right? Visitor cap, which is up to 5,000, which is nuts. There's another... What's the old quote? What, you can fit 1,000 dragons in one tile as long as 999 of them are lying down? I don't know if that's an old quote. It's just something I say sometimes. I'm not sure who originally said it. It certainly wasn't me. Yeah, I know that there is an animal cap, but I guess it's not surfaced as an editable setting. Just edit the limit. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to go into the game's files, though, because it's definitely there still, but I presume it would require you editing the init files, like back in the day. I'm old and quotey. Well, I mean, me being quotable is either a good thing or a really bad thing, and there's like no in between. So, yay, I guess. Oh no, the enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress. They appear to have left as quickly as they arrived, so I'm not too concerned. All right, let's jump back down here because I'm making a better well setup. This is going to be my new well. The militia captain withdraws from society. Nil is the captain of nobody? Nope, that's Adil. Oh, you're the one who was a militia captain who I immediately removed so that you would go heal yourself. Right. Well, I'm just going to boot you out altogether. Go get an artifact, though. Go make a neat item, you stressed out strange dwarf. And starts making crafts. Well, that's a shame. He's still making stuff out of that beast's shell. Also, how you doing, Takensor? You know, it's always lovely to see Lime's emotes in the wild, because Limes was the first streamer to raid me. Just ever. The first raid that I ever got, that was like more than 2 people, was Lime's. Back in like 2014. And then for a bit there, she went and worked at Twitch and was one of my partner managers for a time when I had one. Very long time ago now, it seems like. Now she's a VTuber. Then it's like, well, at least you're making real money now. I guess you've never gone to war with humans. Humans and often necromancers say The enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress because they're laying siege. A vile force of darkness has arrived is an army that's there intending to kill you. So like a raiding or a pillaging party. The enemy have come and are laying siege to our fortress is because they are not, that's not your standard raiding party. That is a party that is there to siege, meaning they're going to stand on the surface and try to wait you out, essentially. It's a different behavior that they have. Humans always have that notifier when they attack you. Basically, it means that you haven't seen very much of the game. So yeah, when goblins and usually dwarves arrive, it says a vile force of darkness has arrived. When humans attack you, or human cultured characters attack you, it says a siege has come. The enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress. When elves attack you, it says an ambush, curse all friends of nature. So, because it's like the dwarves announcing who's attacking, right? And so the enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress implies humans. It's pretty simple, really. I guess it just should be something that's there to remind you that Dwarf Fortress has way more variety than most people will ever see. You like the Dead Walk? Yeah, the Dead Walk one is the necromancy specific one. The Dead Walk, hide while you still can. It's kind of like the most like fantastical, I guess, of the options. I probably already screwed this up, didn't I? Do I have more gems? I do, just not many. I had enough for one gem window. Let's throw in a gold bookcase. Also gonna go over here and just like knock over these two statues so that they get brought over. Let's also make some rock pedestals. They say vile force of darkness has arrived, or the enemy have come and are laying siege to the fortress. It depends on whose culture that faction has. But yeah, that one usually just says vile force of darkness has arrived. Although, that being said, I don't like fighting with humans because sieging mechanics are kind of annoying. Because, not all of the time, but a lot of the time, my dwarves are cave adapted. And if they're cave adapted and I'm hiding underground, I don't really, want to suddenly go above ground to deal with whatever's, above ground, right? So it is quite annoying when the game's all like, yo, So, you have to go outside to fight these guys now. I'm like, no. It's just a pain. That's all. What are you doing? Sleeping? Ah. Caravan has arrived from the humans. They're here to tread. Tread lightly. One would hope. Why there water there? Happy to help, Brainfist. How do I have the motivation to start new forts? Okay, I'm going to be as direct as I possibly can. If you're not feeling the motivation or interest in playing a game, go play a different game. Take a break. Because I'll give you a pile of answers. But at the end of the day, how do I have motivation to play new forts? Me, specifically? This is my job. More people tune in when I start a new fort. I have financially better days, usually, when I start a new fort. So, if you do not feel like playing a game, take a break. Genuinely. Because I can give you all sorts of ideas of, like, you know, ideas of things you could do in the game. But you're also asking somebody who makes a living playing this game. With that in mind, if the question is, like, how do I keep this game interesting for myself? Just variety. I try and do different things. I go to war with different people. I try to achieve different goals. I mess around with mechanics differently every time. I try to make things that are aesthetically pleasing to me. I try to interact with different facets of the game. I try and play the game like a really slow 4X game. So each fort is trying to achieve something. This fort's already kind of achieved what it's trying to achieve. It's now just a matter of getting further. And new giveaway. A Clockwork Dragon is giving away a Vile Force of Mug in the Twitch chat here. So if you're in the Twitch chat, type in !enter for your chance to win a mug. Do it right now. It's pretty good odds because only like 3 people have entered now. !enter. It shouldn't cost you anything. Nil has created Githraspagr, a rock salt scepter, and claims it as a family heirloom. Don't have anywhere to put it yet. This is a rock salt scepter. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with cushioned rock salt sabacons, cabochons, and brilliant cut moss opals. It is studded with bismuth, encircled with bands of oval rock salt cabochons and fungi wood, and this object menaces with spikes of rock salt, aventurine, and fox scroll leather, and rose gold tower cap. Oh, New died for this fort? Oh, New died. What? You'll set this one out because you already have one? That's very kind of you, Bob. Take a break from a boring game? Well, it's not that the game is boring, right? Gabe the Gabe in YouTube chat. That's how much the fort is worth, if you're wondering. Eyes of the Devil. If you click on that link, you should be able to redeem your mug. It's the Fourth Wall Shop redeem link. Well, thank you very much for the gift, dude. Appreciate you. But yeah, no, I'm not saying Dwarf Fortress is boring. The statement is more, if you are bored of, or not, if you're not interested in what you're doing, you're not going to enjoy it as much. And I think that the most valuable thing you can get out of a game like this is more time spent, right? Because games like this are very, very, very replayable. There's a lot that you can do in them. You can generally just kind of keep playing them. And I think that if you are not interested in putting that time in for one reason or another, your time is probably better spent doing something that you want to be playing, right? And for me, as a streamer, I am paid to play this game. If you guys watched me play other games as much as you watched me play Dwarf Fortress, I would play other games more. But that's not the reality that I live in. A lot of people don't watch me at all if I play something that isn't Dwarf Fort. Which is why the vast majority of my time spent streaming is streaming Dwarf Fort. It helps that I like Dwarf Fort a lot, so it's not exactly a massive loss for me or anything. But I'm paid to play this game. By you folks. Directly or indirectly. So it's, of course, wise of me to try and keep people playing as long as possible. But realistically, like, if you don't have the motivation to start a new fort, go play Destiny. Or, I don't know, maybe don't play Destiny. Go play Colony Survival, or Dusk. Go do your 15th playthrough of that. Like, replay Portal, you know? Play something else until you feel like it's time to play again. It's like when people ask me, they're like, Blind, like, do you play Dwarf Fortress off stream? Fuck no. Off stream I play other games. Things that, it's not, I think things that I want to play maybe makes it sound harsher than it is, but like, I play games that I wouldn't be able to play on stream because I know people won't be as interested. Because that's what's important to me, right? Should not be playing right now. You should be working from home. Ah, so you have the problem of like, you can't stop, won't stop. I mean, I respect that too. So. Yeah, I do have one or two devices that use power over an Ethernet. But occasionally switch things up. Yeah, no, sometimes you got to play something different. I mean, even I will occasionally stream other games, right? Like I've been playing some Goblin Camp, and Goblin Camp has been fun. But you know, it is noticeable that less people watch while I'm playing Goblin Camp. So it's like I kind of have to balance it, right? It's a little bit of variety is good, but too much variety is costly. So I bring in some variety when I need it, when it makes sense. But it's a great little game. I'm very glad that I took the time to pick it up, and I intend to keep playing it on and off. But you know, everything in moderation. All right, so who gets gifted that item? Rende wants me to make togas. Okay, the mayor can walk around with it. The mayor's gonna have a lot of things in his hands. I mean, I'll say this. If you haven't recently, Garfield, maybe run around in adventure mode for a bit. And maybe, like, use that as a, like, maybe play adventure mode and look at the bestiary and try and find some cool animals. Because that'll tell you exactly what region each animal is found. And then go find a place with that cool animal and then settle there and try and train that animal. Like, I think bigger, more overarching goals in the long term are the easier way to enjoy the game. Another military dwarf bearded. Aight. Arende, the first funeral, has been reelected. Pick one. Beelug. I mean, they redeemed a dwarf and then stated what kind of dwarf they wanted. What kind of question is that, Diamond? I did a fort once, Garfield, where the only weapons I could use were artifact weapons. However, shields were not weapons, so all of my military dwarves were using 2 shields. That fort was pretty fun, actually. But it made me have to turtle a lot. Also, Emperor Iron, I'm going to have to station you right there. So no, I mean, you can do only artifacts. You certainly can. Beelug is a perfectionist and does not find most jokes humorous. He doesn't stick with things even if minor difficulties arise, and is grateful when others help him out. He tries to return favors, and he is not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments, and he lives a fast-paced life. He does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity. He is conflicted by this. He values artwork and its creation. He generally acts impartially. He's rarely moved to mercy, and he tends to be swayed by emotions of others. Hold on a second. I guess the vent cleaners have arrived because there's somebody on my roof. All right, anyway. Don't say thanks to me. Say thanks to the person who gifted it. Eyes of the devil, but thanks for watching. He is conflicted by this as he values artwork and its creation. He generally acts impartially, is rarely moved to mercy, and tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals, and tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects. And he tends to be passive in discussions and needs alcohol to get through the working day, which of course was Clockwork Dragon, who gifted that mug. Or very late / early Santa. That or another heron. I mean, maybe every couple of days I'll hear a thunk on the roof really late at night, and it's a heron. Great herons, like these gigantic birds. Besides training dodge, it's a shitty way to train dodge. Quantum stockpiles are probably the big one. Automatic trash disposal is also a big one. Cannons. Sure, but it's not an effective way to train dodge. I mean, you can use them as minecarts. It's an easy way to restrict hauling, kind of like wheelbarrows. Personally values self-control and sees no value in holding back complaints and concealing emotions, and values tradition and does not care about family one way or another. And like sandstone, steel, and kunzite and green glass, as well as giant impala leather and rope reed fabric and bracelets and chickens for their clucking. It is pretty funny, especially because usually they don't dodge them. Although you wouldn't be able to dodge my minecarts, even if you're a legendary dodger. My minecarts are too powerful for you, traveler. Where was I? He's got a very long beard, which is neatly combed. He's got no friends, I'm sorry, and is a member of the god of death. It's most popular religion. Alrighty, Emperor Iron, I need to lock you in a room with a pot. But minecart things. I think my DF Ideas series, which admittedly these days is a bit out of date, does have quite a few different things that you can do with minecarts, such as Dwarven weight loss program or teaching your dwarves to swim. Both of those things I would say are actually perfectly valid uses for minecarts. You know, like forcing, well, not forcing, but getting them to jump into a minecart that goes underwater for a few seconds. As long as they obviously don't die of drowning, will train their swimming while they're in a minecart. So that's a way to train swimming, is just have a bunch of minecarts that go underwater that dwarves ride. Make a fun roller coaster. I don't know. I think, honestly, automated minecart cannons are probably the most effective thing. But the setup I currently have isn't even remotely automated. I just kind of, I don't know if I want to automate it, because that would require, it would then make it possible for the goblins to just use it as an accident. No, I did state that you can use minecarts to teach dwarves how to swim. I did in fact verbally state that out loud just now. Yes, that is what I said. So this dwarf now has healed all their wounds. Basically, like, you make a dwarf ride a minecart, you make that minecart go underwater, and then you make it go really quickly underwater. And when it arrives at its new location, it dumps the dwarf out along with the water. Which is a shockingly efficient way to simply, you know, teach your dwarves to swim. No, you cannot. That can soar. Although there was a member of this chat who a while ago was trying to see what would happen if you got a minecart up to maximum speed and fired off the map, and the dwarf collides with themselves. You break, like, the space-time continuum, is I think the meme. So. Well, I would need to know how to program in order for that to happen. I'm just saying words and my life has no meaning. Don't worry. Don't worry. Buy my mug. That gives Jeff Bezos no money. Actually, it might. Chat, does Stripe take any? Probably doesn't give Jeff Bezos any money. So minecarts are in the far future. What's the problem that you're running into with minecarts? They're shipped by local postal service, not Amazon. So unless he owns like local postage service, well, I know I'm well aware Stripe takes a cut. That's like saying that. Of course they take a cut, but I don't think Bezos owns Stripe. So that wasn't the question. And also not the point of what I said. Which one, Shy Pandemonium? Two of those mugs today? Hell yeah, Bone Dolphin. I hope they fit in your mug cupboard well. Also, Bastet's onto something. It's okay. There will be like 5 times the likes and like 10 times the people, maybe not 10 times, like 2 times the people watching on YouTube the next time I do a new fort. But we're 4 days into this fort, so it's lost its new exciting feeling. So YouTube chat has largely lost interest. It's all good though. Thanks to those of you who are here anyway. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, okay, for clarity's sake here. Stripe is owned by bad people. I know this. So is Shopify. But I can't quite recall who. And you know what? That's fine. Everybody's awful. Yeah. Hi. Well, I mean, I was saying buy my mug because it doesn't give Jeff Bezos any money, and now I'm like sitting here going like, wait, shit, is that actually true or not? Was the entire basis of this discussion. Shy Pandemonium. I don't think it gives Jeff Bezos any money, but Are you trying to tell me that Stripe is run by gremlins? Is that the conclusion you've come to? I think I'm just gonna make everything down in here invisible. Because I don't feel like waiting. I mean, what really is the difference? You're fine giving your money to gremlins, you think? How about Forgotten Beasts? This one is a Forgotten Beast named Inno. Julos Smabi. An enormous stegosaur with lidless eyes. It has 4 stubby horns and it is ravening. Its clear scales are oval-shaped and set far apart. Beware its blood, which is deadly. Well, front door open. Although, this middle one up here. You go up there. And, Beast. Where Beast? Oh, Lord, he coming. I totally forgot I started this draining. Huh. It's actually draining pretty quick. This is either going to go totally fine or absolutely horrible. That's all. Also, I may try to dig too deeply and greedily with this fort. I don't know. There is a dwarf who's overcome by terror. You should run away. Like, faster. That's Zalvi. I guess I'm sending my soldiers over here to go help. Run, Zalvi. Well, I mean, dabbling and dodging now, so this thing must be pretty bad at hitting if you're carrying a baby and dabbling and dying. Yeah, about that. Rip. Well, it was nice knowing you, Zalvi. So it's very unfortunate. I think Saber Scribe might be a better subscribe joke than Subtle Scribe, but my militia has now arrived. This armorer here is trying to begin the fight. Right behind them, we've got Udib, who's still here and still overwhelmed with terror, but, like, I guess dying now? I don't know why. Wait, no, that's not Udib. That's Eshtken. Also, we literally just got some migrants right as this started happening. So this was like the worst possible time for Forgotten Beast. The soldiers have all surrounded him. I'm actually curious. I'm wondering if the commander here is using the spear. Stabs the Forgotten Beast, bites the Forgotten Beast, okay. Kicks the Forgotten Beast, punches the Forgotten Beast. In the midst of conflict, I laugh in the face of death. Stabs. Yeah, they don't seem to be using the power much. Did have to dodge a few hits, but... Although the Forgotten Beast may already be blind. Nope. Although it does have a spear stuck in its lower body, so... It's currently got a spear equipped. The Forgotten Beast is continuing to fight, and bleeding very heavily. The dwarves are surrounding it. My Mark's dwarf should be en route soon-ish. So maybe we'll start seeing some bolts flying. Bits of something are flying. Hopefully not the dwarf he's biting. Hold up.
shell, damn it! Flubberdubberdoggadoggies?
See how he bites off the shell to get at the nut?
Okay? We went to car racing.
My apartment smells like Briarland. All right. Hello. We're back. Sorry about that. At least the music's still going. Has it been going the whole time? Oh boy, now my lighting's all screwed up. That was a fun explanation. It's good to be back. I didn't really leave. I just heard the what do you call it? Did I see a mouse? Like, did you see the mouse cross the screen once? Yes, I did move the mouse a couple times. No, I just suddenly heard a very loud knocking on my door, and so I was like, uh-oh, shit. Because for reference, the reason I just vanished for the last, what, like 7 minutes, 10 minutes or whatever, maybe longer, is today my building's getting dryer vents cleaned, which requires an air compressor coming into the bedroom and a tube going up to the dryer vent and then through the dryer vent and then blasting it with air. So they just did that. And my dryer's right there. Like, right there in this room. So the result is there was just 5 people in here, an air compressor, tubes, my hair everywhere. I'll have you know, I've used that dryer once since moving in because I have too much clothes and don't need to do laundry very often. So actually, in reality, it's probably the previous owner's cat hair and previous owner's hair everywhere. Is my keyboard full of dryer lint? I don't want to think about it. Although most of it, admittedly, went out the vent on the outside of the building. So I don't want to think about it. But I will vacuum tonight. I will certainly do that. All right. Let's finish this fight. What the fuck was happening? Right, so there's a Forgotten Beast. This dwarf is getting obliterated. I'm sorry. The Forgotten Beast has lost its guts, which have sprayed out. So, you know, I would like to real quick tab through a few things and just say, to the 194 of you still here on Twitch, thank you very much for sticking around, and for the 70 of you on YouTube, thank you. Also, person in YouTube chat, Bottle Waterson, mentioned Down the Rabbit Hole. Is that the video on Boat Murdered? Because if yes, then yeah, it's been mentioned twice, I think, today. I don't remember the last Down the Rabbit Hole video I watched. Is it good, at the very least? You got me? I mean, thank you. All right, so Forgotten Beast here is having trouble breathing. It's also having trouble keeping its intestines inside. As for that dwarf here, thankfully they have no friends, they have no family, so they won't be missed too much when they die. Unless somehow the Forgotten Beast dies first. But blood is in fact going everywhere, and this dwarf is bleeding less, which is good for the possible successfulness in existence of life for this beast. But as you'll remember, this beast does have deadly blood, and this dwarf is partially covered in blood. Specifically the Forgotten Beast's blood. And it's on his teeth, meaning he bit it. So now we get to find out if you die. Well, Zalvi definitely was found dead. And so was Thob, and so was Mummers. That first three. As for the beast itself, I should probably turn the burrow off. And see if we can butcher it. And also go down into here. Grab this and do that. I guess I had enough tombs assigned. There goes Zalvi number 2. And some ads are about to hit. I should have ran those ads earlier, but I didn't. How does deadly blood work? It might give them a slight cold. It might make them spontaneously vomit themselves to death. They might fall asleep and never wake up. It is a random syndrome of varying degrees of severity. The baby died seconds after the mum died. Shaku. So alien-type blood. Man, could you imagine if blood could dig? It's like, what's the blood of the... What syndrome does this blood have? It's sentient and can dig. You know. Yeah, true. It could make them cry. It could be... cutting that beast in half could be like slicing a fresh onion and it just makes you start tearing up. But it could also, like, kill your family. There's, like, no in between. Wait, Lemming Blood does that? We played different versions of Lemmings, man. Just like a real onion. Yeah. Yes, most definitely. We've got a Spear Dwarf over here, too, who's also in hospital and injured. Uh-oh. Ah, well, I found out what the blood do. I figured out what the blood does, chat. Every bit of skin that touches that rots. Ironically, the dwarf who got, like, mauled by the creature, who, by the way, has pumpkin-colored hair, doesn't seem to have any of it. Blood rot again? Mm-hmm. Although it seems to, like, mostly just be their, like, faces. So it's not, like, the worst one. As long as your brain doesn't get rotten, you should be fine, right? I mean, who's joking? Everybody's brain is rotten. This is interesting. Her left eyelid is rotten, her lower lip is rotten, her upper lip is rotten, and her cheek is rotten. This dwarf. His head is rotten, his nose is rotten, his eye is rotten. His left cheek is rotten, his mouth is rotten, and his eyelid is rotten. Did you get it in your eye? His left eyelid is rotten. I think we need to give these dwarves safety goggles. You hope Twitch lives? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we'd do if Twitch died. I'd be in trouble, man. Acid monster? Kind of, Celesty, yeah, kind of. Ooh, that's funny. You're attending a meeting. You're cleaning a patient. You've got no job. All right, well, let's get this stuff dealt with. So you dig through this. Somebody dig through this, please. Anybody dig through this, please. I'm just happy to be back. Flesh-eating bacteria? Yeah, pretty much. You know, the usual, like, don't want to think about it too hard or I might cry kind of travesties of Dwarf Fortress. So this is now my well. Well, rather, my new well. My better well. Fancy mechanisms. Done. Now we have our own ghouls. Well, who doesn't? Okay, so let's just go here and type in llama. You know, it is time to trade with the humans, but, like, I'm kind of tempted to just try and sell them a bunch of animal bits. Bim? No, bin. That's what I need. Yeah, Bimmy's dead? I think you mean Bim. So anyways, just wanted to unravel this statement because several people have now mentioned this. Did Down the Rabbit Hole make a Dwarf Fortress video? Is it any good? That's the actual question, is it any good? Oh, for fuck. This Forgotten Beast named Moslol, it is an enormous feathered Hideosaurid, and it has a twisting jointed trunk and squirms and fidgets. Its gray feathers are downy, beware its fire. You just saw it came out 4 hours ago? So literally when I turned my stream on. Wow. Short time there. Well, anyway, if any of you have seen it, I'd love to know what how it is and if it's worth watching. Considering, like, No Clips Dwarf Fortress series is launching this week, that's kind of funny. Like, everybody's making Dwarf Fortress videos right now. The Forgotten Beast is slightly scary. Where is it? Okay, well, that's really inconvenient. All right, so time to lock the dwarves inside again. That's what I need to do. Lock those dwarves inside. And I also need to go here and pause those collect web tasks. And go, where are you going? Oh, you're going to go state. They're all still stationed, right? Right. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, well, where's this beast? Chat, this one might get gnarly. Like, genuinely, this one may get very gnarly. Very well could get extremely gnarly, actually. I mean, that is true. That is kind of the story of Boat Murdered. The only issue that I have with Boat Murdered content these days is I feel like a lot of people who do make videos about it forget the fact that the game still gets developed. And, which is why, like I say, like, is it any good? Because what I'm actually asking is it like a video that's a good representation of Dwarf Fortress now, or is it just going to perpetuate questions about what Dwarf Fortress was like back then? Because that's usually what actually those videos are. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can move my military. If anybody's stuck outside, they're stuck outside. My squads are all in here. There's a llama out there and another dwarf coming in the door. I'll let you get through the door, Bilug. Keep moving. Come on. All right, we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 1, 2. Give you a pull. It's an hour long. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll have to give it a view this evening. Must feel terrible being forgotten for so long. I mean, could you imagine the arthritis at 633 years old? And if you're a one of a kind creature, it's not like, you know, there's going to be much in the way of healthcare for you. It's got to be a rough existence, let me tell you. The question is, why is it just hanging out in this puddle? That's what I'd really like to know. All right, well, here he comes. I'm going to be shooting minecarts at this guy. To mainly focus on Boat Murdered itself? Yeah, I mean, presumed as much. What'd you shoot at? Ah. You know, it's very rare that I agree with this level of overly excessive force, but this Forgotten Beast just, like, blasted fire into the caverns for the purpose of killing a guinea pig. And you know what? Beastie, I support you on this mission. Well done. Did they close the door yet? Yes, they did. Yeah, no, the guinea pig knows exactly what it did. It's doing it to another one. Now Beastie is bleeding. He's melting. Entirely melting. Can we get a Forgotten Beast statue to memorialize the cavy? I want that Forgotten Beast to be forgotten as the cavy was. I guess the question is, why do you feel like that's an important enough event? Wouldn't it be better to get a Forgotten Beast statue of it getting smashed to death by a minecart? Did he fire himself? They tend to do that, yeah. Oh. I was like, why is there miasma there? That's the dwarf's hand from the last Forgotten Beast fight. Well, the guinea pig was an unnamed random wild guinea pig, so the guinea pig that it killed, the guinea pigs it's killing are not like notable in any way aside from that they're random wild guinea pigs from the surface. So there's no like notability about the guinea pigs. Killing itself with stone fire. Most Forgotten Beasts that breathe fire that are not made of fire do that, but dolphin. The worst ones are the ones that are made, or the funniest ones are the ones that are made of snow that have fire because they breathe fire once and they melt. Like they breathe fire and almost immediately die. And I've seen that happen more than once. Thankfully, the cave spiders can't actually do, or aren't in any threat. They just disappear. But yeah, no, those ones are definitely the best, are the ones that like breathe fire that destroys them. Are you really just leaving? I mean, I get it, it's midsummer, but like... You know what? I'd kind of rather you didn't do that, actually. But I could just lock you up in here. Look at you. Where are you gonna go now, beastie? Back to the fortress. I would like to shoot you with a minecart. Oops. Going down. Going down. I don't think so. I guess they could be made of petrified wood, because they can be made out of gems. But, no, I don't think they can be made out of wood. Of course, there's another cavey down here. All right. It's time to shoot some minecarts at this thing. What are you doing? You're stumbling around obliviously, eh? All right. I mean, if you get smacked by a minecart, don't come crying to me. Let's see if we even hit it. It may also be already in the fort. Huh! We got him.
Bring out your dead!
So the Forgotten Beast propelled... So the Forgotten Beast killed a cavey, right? Scratches the cavey, right? Tearing it. The Forgotten Beast scratches the cavey in the front leg, and the severed part sails off in an arc. The gold minecart strikes the Forgotten Beast in the head, tearing the muscle and jamming the skull through the brain and tearing the brain. Splat. It's more like squelch. Yeah, and your guides have been amazing. The one thing, though, I hate is realizing I want everything to be perfect, but it just never ends up being a good way. Any tip to stop OCD? I cannot help you with your unique brain chemistry. That's something that you need to work through yourself. I choose to just build things that I think look interesting, and that's it. But it is not possible for me to help you with your unique brain chemistry. That is not something that I can assist you with. Friend in YouTube chat. Alrighty, soldiers. Go back to whatever you was doing before. All of these are raised back up, so we can bring the minecarts back up here. What the minecart cannon sounds like? Rumbling wheels, probably. I will make a artifact. I will make a not an artifact. I will make a statue out of that Forgotten Beast, whose name was Mosloldas. Let's say gold statue. 1. Crumbled ashes. I will make a singular gold statue of that beast. And if that beast happens to have a statue of it killing that cavey, then more power to it. I just turned into Shrek for a moment. What? Do I have layers? Does character development? Or did I, like, make a poop joke and then sing a song by a pop-punk band that thought they were going to be the next, you know, band that mattered and in fact didn't. Into a snake. How did I become a snake? I did read that as Shrek, though. That was a genuine misread on my part. Okay. Pets and livestock. I held an S for too long. Oh, probably, yeah. You're probably right. I guess I've got thread that needs spinning. Then I can go here and unpause these. I've got so much llama wool cloth. To add a sonic boom sound effects to DF. Well, I mean, you can mod the sounds already if that's what you're asking. If you're asking about the developer, I mean, I don't know. You would just need a sonic boom sound effect. Then they need to, like, make it one of the sounds. It would be about as hard as any other sound added to the game. Why? For what purpose do you needs a sonic boom sound? And it turns out a metalsmith's guild has formed. Let's see if I can also get them to butcher a creature. Nope. So Beastie's either too far away or can't be butchered. We can maybe try. Let's try. Although maybe it's just out of burrow reach. No, it's not. I turned the burrow off. Okay, well then. Seems like it wouldn't be high on the list of things to add. Well, the sound engine for Dwarf Fortress has been upgraded for adventure mode. So things like UI elements and whatnot have sound effects in adventure mode, meaning the engine is capable of it. So all they need to do now is implement sound effects and make sound effects for Fortress mode. Like the plan is, as far as I know, to give Fortress mode more sound effects, but like they need sound effects for it first, if that makes any sense. Okay, so it looks like we can butcher it. It was just too far away. Good news, everybody. Forgotten Beast is becoming burger. We're gonna have lots of meats. I gotta say, it was a very good shot on behalf of that minecart. Like I was fully expecting it to be in the fort already, but I feel like it would probably be pretty, well, it would be very lean because it's certainly like melted all of its fat out. Holy shiz. So yeah, I guess like the answer is like you probably could add a sonic boom. It's just what do you need it to do and what do you want it to do. Meanwhile, A rock has come. Not to be confused with the many rocks lying on the floor. This one is named Amizo Refa. A bird of prey so large and ferocious it dwarfs many dragons. Beneath its mighty wings, all should fear the sky. So it has two kids. It's a boy rock. The Comet of Barbarians. It's the enemy of just about everybody. I was wondering if it would have any relations to religions, because sometimes it's like worshipped as a god by. I feel like it should be a legendary observer. Looking for funny things that it's killed. A lot of humans. A lot of humans. Some dwarves too. I don't see any kobolds or anything. I really want to catch it. Like, I really want to catch it. So I'm going to try and catch it. So we should open this. Because who doesn't want to train a rock? Getting busy with monsters? Yeah! No problems there. Flying high. Flying high. If you kind of just meant like building tips because you suck, well, I mean, I don't know. Make things you think are visually appealing. Building tips are difficult. I mean, there's always the easy response, which is, Lanix, you have a dwarf. Lanix! Lanix. No. Also, no, you're not the mayor. But you are a dwarf. No, you're not dead. Your first dwarf died, and then you redeemed a second one, which is that one. So, no. You're not dead. So who are you giving that dwarf to? Yeah, he's definitely high as an avalanche. That part is true. Or he would have remembered that, he had a dwarf before. Give it to Clockwork Dragon. Dragon of the Clockwork variety, what dwarf would you like? Turns out the two most popular religions are, yeah, actually, do you have a dwarf? Yes, Clockwork Dragon also has a dwarf. Next suggestion. You are correct, Clockwork. You are, in fact, correct. I mean, I could just refund it and give it to somebody else. For reference, to make your life easier here at Lanix, we got Havoc, Loverboy, Bert, we got Darkzan, we got Crane the Happy, we got B-Lug, Airy Bunny, we got George, we got Orc, we got Arende, we got Clock Dragon Rockwork, we got Thorax, who's not named after anybody from chat, so whatever. Origin 64, we got Raiklu, we've got Midnight, the sequel, Sideburns, Snail, Freeways, Dimmonster, Neezer, all right, I'm refunding that for you, Lanix. Yes, you has died a while ago. And I will give this to Mr. Ricky, because I don't think you've ever had a dwarf before. No, I never said you died. Although I wish you had, because then my life would be much easier. I could just give you another dwarf. Admittedly, you have died, which is why I gave you the second dwarf, which is the one that you currently are. Because the first one died. So, Mr. Ricky, sound off. What kind of dwarf would you like? Beard or no beard? That sucks, Celestine. Oh, trust me, I've noticed a lot of people have had to go back to work recently. One with beard. Do you have preference of task? We have, we have peasants, but none of them have beards. We have surgeons and doctors and people in positions of that sort of thing. We got some siege operators, which are never going to operate any siege equipment. We've got many farmers. We've got some fisheries workers. We've got crafters and clothers. We've got metalsmiths. Hopefully the office has been cozy, though, Celestine. Fisher dwarf. Mr. Ricky, who's carrying some very damaged tower cap logs, is not readily moved by art or natural beauty and is conflicted by this. He values artwork in its creation. He is a perfectionist and almost never feels discouraged. He is extremely confident in himself in situations requiring his skills. He feels strong urges and seeks short-term rewards and doesn't often feel envious of others. He has a calm demeanor. And I lost my spot. And is very humble. Humble. Sit down. Commonly winks as a form of greeting and dreams of mastering a skill. Personally, values tranquility and a peaceful day and values family. Likes pig iron and yellow zircon as well as a porcupine tooth and the color pumpkin. Okahedra, backpacks and ballista arrows and ducks for their quacks and moose men for their broad antlers. Not their pectorals, okay. And when possible, prefers to consume acorn fly, why? And dwarven ale and moon snails. And you have no family and no friends. Welcome to the fort. You also worship the god of death. I need a metalsmith skill, which I could just put down here. But I think actually I'll put it over here. And on top of that, I also got to go down into here and check this. I've agreed to build a temple complex, but we haven't completed it yet, so we should work on that. This was the religion that dwarf was a part of. Or rather, was not the religion that dwarf was a part of. And the Forgotten Beast statue can just go right there. Okay. I do need some more statues. Do we even have a fishing spot? No. Hence why we have so many fish. There is no naturally flowing in water in these caverns. It's just like isolated puddles. So no, we do not. Huh. There's some burning diamonds there. I wonder why that is. I should put those out. You saw fish in my waterways? Oh, wait, really? Why is shit still on fire over here? Well, I mean, I could just throw a fishing zone down in here, but it wouldn't be very convenient. Mostly because I don't really want the dwarves going down here because it is kind of a pretty dangerous area because of this. But like, I could let them fish right here. Cut out this. And build across this. I mostly just don't want them going here while this gate's closed. To have like fish farms? I mean, if it's just the current fishing system, I wouldn't really want that. But like, yeah, I think it would need to be more than just the current farming system with fishing stacked on top of it. Because fishing needs a rework already. We don't need another mechanic that's half built on top of that. What am I looking for? Other? Fish only in designated zones. There you go. We now have a fishing industry. And I'm going to keep following this rock. You're off to bed, Rolf? Take care, dude. Thanks for hanging out today, man. Hey, chat. I need you guys to help out this friend here in the YouTube chat. Which is, what are your best or favorite, I guess, maybe, building tips for people who get stuck in patterns and always building the same thing? Start a countdown until the dwarf drowns? You do realize that I'm leaking thousands of gallons, or more than that, of like water directly into the fortress every single day. You realize I'm doing that, right? Like, countdown till dwarf drowns. I mean, sure, but like, I've already done the dangerous part of the digging my stuff. Yeah, I think Rexman there is pretty good. I don't know if I would copy other people's designs. I mean, when it comes to me and my building stuff, I never really built grids, so I guess I don't really have that as a trait for me. However, I do find that if you want to... How do I word this? If you want to make a fort that looks consistently interesting, build somewhere with limited places to dig. So like build in the caverns. Basically try to do what I'm doing, but try to keep the original shape of the caverns mostly intact and just kind of go with what you got. You know, I think building surface forts is also a really good way to like try and get out of certain tendencies if you're trying to avoid them. But like at the same time, the game makes it very easy to just ignore the limitations that the game gives to the player. And I think abiding by the limitations is interesting, and I enjoy that, personally. I have no idea what killed this dwarf. Did you get into a fight with something, Zon? Yes, you did. With what? Oh. So... the Holy Gorge Origin 64 here tantrumed, was one of my militia dwarves, and punched this dwarf to death. I think you've just gotten yourself respectfully discharged from this squad. Because I don't think you have the right to have this job anymore, and I'll throw some swords dwarf in here that I've never seen before. Same with that. Now, I think I need to make a captain of the guard. I would say that was very unfriendly fire, actually. Yeah, that's all. Well, that sucks. You're back and was tired, and the stream helped you have a great nap. Well, welcome back. You're dead. I don't like having to say that. We did catch a rock, though. It is if I had the justice system set up currently. Which I don't. That's not the tool I wanted. So yeah, no, absolutely. That dwarf would go to prison if I had the justice system set up. But that would also require me making a prison. Which, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really in the mood to make at this exact second in time. Although it's funny, because I'm usually the one shouting, oh, you should make a, like, if you use the night creatures as intended, you'll have a better time of things. And generally, that's true. Hey, chat. Spot the rock. You'd think it'd be the person with the longest name. I mean, admittedly, you and your child died because a forgotten beast killed you. So at least you died to something that was big, scary, and threatening. Near the bottom, as I click the right mouse button. Oh well, I should at the very least go up here and plunk that down. Oh, there it is. All right. Thank you. So you're digging out there. You're down here. Not high enough value yet. You know what? Screw it. Make my life easy. You had a baby, yeah? I mean, here's the thing. If you go back in the VOD and rewatch me reading your dwarf's description, I state that you had 3 children and you were married. And you were holding your baby. So, did you redeem a dwarf and immediately go to sleep? Because if so, well, that would be why you missed it. That'd be why you missed it. Gross. Pond turtles. Ugh. Well, there certainly is things to catch in this well. Why am I listening to you and fishing? Yuck. Well, one of these is making shell crafts. Might as well set this to be more frequently. Turtle biscuits, more likely. Well, I mean, maybe they'll make a stew. I will accept this Metalsmith's Guild. I should make a captain of the guard, by the way. Let's do that all the way along here. Let's run this here, run that there. Let's do this. This. Then keep going around the edge. Mock turtle soup. Sure. It's a biscuit bowl soup. That's going to be the... I don't know where these untrained giant tortoises keep coming from, but they do keep appearing out of frickin' nowhere. Alpaca. Kind of thinking about maybe having a little doorway going over here so they could just dump that crap quicker. Let's just run a little walkway right there. Easy enough. It'll give me some space down here to do other things that are unrelated. I'm gonna have so many random totems. We're also decorating many weapons and other things with bones and other things. I don't even think they've started working on those turtle shells just yet. Nope, we're still working our way through our Forgotten Beast shells. We haven't even started on the turtles that are now everywhere. I usually assign, like, fish cleaners to be surgeons, Scholarly Potato, because in my opinion, fish cleaners have probably seen the inside of a dead thing at least once before, because they've hopefully cleaned at least a fish. So I do that. I guess the actual answer to that question is no. No, they certainly do not need some semblance of skill. They need to have a willing spirit and good vibes. Yeah. Medical practice makes perfect. This is true. The more medical practice you have, the more perfect you can do the surgery. I like to add butchers. Yeah, sure. Same vibe, you know. I mean, traditionally it was what? Your barber would be your surgeon? You know, you'd get your teeth pulled, and your nose hairs plucked, and I was gonna say your gallbladder removed, but I don't think barbers were doing much of that. You get your teeth pulled is what you do. Well, I mean, malpractice keeps the doctors employed because then they have to go back in later and fix the problem. All I know is that whoever Mal is, they must have had a lot of practice at this point. Best pies in London? Yikes. Also, I feel like that's not true. I feel like people that are not, you know, serial killers are probably making pretty good pies. All right, Crane the Happy. You're now the Holy Gorge. And I'm actually going to remove that super upset dwarf who just murdered somebody, because I don't think that, you know, a murderer should necessarily be a religious leader in my fortress. I know, it's crazy. I have more, how do I put this? I care more than real life religions. No, it's the Bright Chapel, which is not the Death Temple, but it is the temple that god worshipped. The Death Temple is here. The Beige Sanctuary? No, that's not that. This is the Death Temple. Nope, that's not that. I don't actually remember where I put the other thing. There it is. This is the Death Temple. And they're already fully satisfied. Can't find the temples? No, I just haven't played this fort in a week. Although I will say it is fun when they all worship the same god, but like different religions really associated with the same god. Great. Bit of a miasma problem in here right now. All right, chat, we're back. Who's ready to blast another siege with some very heavy, shiny minecarts? I hope you're ready. It's time to do another one. Me too. As far as being interested in seeing this. I love the dwarf just stuck outside. Like, duder, what do you... I mean... well, okay, you can't put explosives into minecarts because there are no real explosives in this game. However, if you set a barrel full of alcohol on fire, it will explode. Another thing, you can fill minecarts with equally devastating, monstrous items that don't need to be explosive. Basically, what I'm saying is there's other methods of having very similar effects to what you're suggesting. Molotov? How about just pile of lava? I don't know where they're going, thieves. Door's locked. Friends? This is taking these dwarves way too long to get inside. Where are goblins? Ah, well, they're all still outside. It's gonna take them a little bit still. Sure, but there's heavier things in Dwarf Fortress than uranium ore. There is no refinable uranium. And uranium ore isn't as dense as, like, some other materials in Dwarf Fortress. But, like, sure, you could fill 2 minecarts with uranium and launch them at each other, but they just, boink, bounce off of each other. It'd be the same effect if you filled them up with wood or crafts. It's not gonna... You're not gonna create a new element. Unfortunately, I would say this game doesn't quite have that capacity. I've been playing this game long enough and reading the same jokes long enough, Shaku, that it's hard to miss. My dwarves are fishing right now. They're mostly catching pond turtles. Big bang. What's the heaviest rock? Slate is the heaviest rock, which requires some shenanigans to acquire. More than some shenanigans. Kind of a lot of shenanigans. I got a steel mask? Well, that's fancy. Oh man, the wrong kind of wall all the way along that. I think my dwarves found a goblin. So previously, I've always followed the goblins as they inch towards the minecart. But these are all dwarves. Dwarves, why are you fighting? Ah. It does appear that we've had a tavern brawl. I never said slate. I not once said slate. There's a T in that word. I said slayed with a D. In other news, everybody's dying. Well, maybe not everybody, but a bunch of people are. I need to keep track of where the goblins are at this exact moment. Oh, looks like Cyril the Engraver out here is dying. She's become a pincushion. Ashton. Farmer was found dead. I'm also seeing you running away from a fight against something. I'm real tempted to just tell my military to run through here. But I do feel like it's going to end with somebody dying in a horrible fashion. Nobody has fallen into the river. Well, this one apparently did. One of them fell into the well. You want to know why they fell into the well? It's because you guys told me to let them fish. So, that's why. But we'll leave them there for a bit until I get that sorted. That's why. It's purely chat's fault, that one. Can't bring chat everywhere? Well, I mean, chat wanted fishers, so I gave you guys fishers. Also, by the way, alcohol poisoning is not a died due to drowning tag. So if somebody drowns, it's because they drowned in water. Well, chat is full of fans of the stream, so this does make sense. Stop hitting each other. Then you won't hit the fan. Where the hell are they going? I thought I saw a dwarf. Oh, no, I didn't. Well, rest in peace, Amethyst person. Also, Lanix was found dead. Big Bang, the Amethyst man. Was hit by bolts. Tried to fight back. Was chipped many times by bolts. And died. You actually died this time. And no, you can't have another dwarf today. It's unfortunate, but... You died in the doorway of the hospital. You weren't suggesting that? Well, I'm just clarifying. I was kind of expecting you to just redeem it in 15 minutes. All right, where are these goblins going? Are they going towards my goddamn minecarts yet? You're actually online for it this time? I'm kind of sad that you died, but like... You also couldn't do any tasks whatsoever, so, like, they're less... Oh. Got a Marksdorf back here. I wouldn't be a hero, Moldath. Moldath runs in, is now in a martial trance. Is mostly bashing them with his crossbow, but has also fired a lot of bolts. I mean, he's used up all of his ammo now. He's dodging in and out of these goblins. Is now, taking bolts and... dies to the bolts in which he was trying to fire at the enemy. It's a shame. Now the cowardly goblins scamper off into the caves. And I can worry about things that matter, like the fact that there's miasma everywhere, and I need to actually build a, you know, a proper, I need to build a prison. I don't want to, but I kind of have to. I need to build a prison. I don't know why, I'm a little bit grumpy today. It's probably not a good thing, but I feel a little grumpy today, chat. I don't know how to solve this problem. Like, you know how some days you just wake up and you're slightly more irritable than normal? It's kind of me today, and I don't know why. I wish it wasn't the case, but let it flow through me? No, you certainly do not want to encourage me to, like, do that. Because I'll have you know, if I were to do that, 2/3 of chat would get banned. I'd bitch about something, probably get canceled, and then not have a job anymore. So, you know. I think, like, honestly, it was just getting uninterrupted in the middle of the stream by the maintenance guys. And it's not their fault. Like, more power to them. I don't know. I was kind of cranky going into today, and that just, like, kind of pissed me off. And I'm not even halfway to my daily minimum. Chat, I think I'm just going to call it. We're not going to make the minimum today. We're actually below 900 subscribers. I'm just like, you know when you have to, like, physically stop yourself from just lashing out at people? That's where I'm at right now. I don't know why. I shouldn't be. Like, I slept well last night, but I'm just in a really bad mood right now. Oh, that's cool. Dragon Soul. It's just not my day. Yeah, I suppose. We'll fix this mess tomorrow. We'll build a prison tomorrow. We'll, I don't know, play the video game. Go do something fun? No. I'm going to go edit videos off stream is what I'm going to go do.